thank you for doing this. But for the record, are you Franky? Are you Taya? Are you Kira? How should I call you?
I mean, it's a little bit difficult right now because there's just so many names going on. I am Franky Monet, formerly known as Taya Valkyrie.
There you go. And Unchained is the new movie. When did you actually make this?
We made this pre-COVID, so let's think. It was probably about November of 2019. It was in the fall of 2019. And we filmed it in Los Angeles. I was approached about playing the role of Regina, and it was really great, and everyone was super fun on set. It was a very relaxed, fun atmosphere, and the movie itself, obviously, Unchained is an action suspense, story, and I mean, it fit me quite well. So I was very happy to be, part of something so fun and interesting.
Did you have to do any or a lot of research for this role?
I mean, I watched a lot of kind of character references and stuff once I'd read the script. But I felt like I had a pretty good understanding of how she was going to be and how I saw her in my head. And thankfully, Raffaello, the director, really, understood what I was trying to do and let me kind of have a little bit of free reign and creative freedom when it came to how I was interpreting the character. And I think that it came across really well. And I'm excited that everybody gets to see it July 2nd, available on Amazon.
Because Eric is in the movie, you can say, well, featuring an Academy Award winner, there's the wonderful technicality.
Robert!
I've had the pleasure.
Riddle, and obviously I got the chance to do a lot of my scenes with Mare Mulroney, who was the lead female, and she was great. Everyone on set was absolutely fantastic. And, I feel like acting is such a huge part of what I do in professional wrestling. So it's only a natural kind of progression in my career to get involved with more projects like this.
Well, one of my theories is that wrestlers, comedians, and rappers are the best actors because they're used to being able to turn it on and off at a moment's notice. And the average person thinks that that is 100% the person right there. Did you study improv at all before getting into wrestling?
I did growing up because I was involved in musical theater and dance and all types of performance, you name it. I've probably done it as a kid.
Right.
So I did a lot of that growing up, but I didn't do it necessarily as an adult. But I feel like all my years in professional wrestling is improv. A lot of it is improv. I had to learn, many years of working in Mexico, I had to learn to do my promos and a lot of that stuff in two different languages or go back and forth. And so my brain was always firing and just continually, trying to know what the next thing and play along with what was going to happen. Because yes, sometimes you know what your opponent or someone's going to say to you, but you don't know how the crowd is going to react. And if they react in the wrong way, you have to just go with it and switch the plan. So, I mean, acting has just kind of always been part of my life. And, I'm happy to keep, exploring this other facet of creativity that I have.
Makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I was going to say about Eric, I had the pleasure of interviewing him, and he was in the Expendables, which was just full of wrestlers. And I asked him about that experience, and he talked about how much he liked specifically working with Stone Cold. Now, he didn't know a lot about wrestling, although he did Best of the Best, martial arts kind of stuff. Did you have any moments with Eric where you talked craft, or is it just too busy and that fast of a shoot?
I actually didn't have any scenes with Eric, unfortunately. So I didn't get a chance to meet him in person. But from what I have seen of the movie, I'm still waiting to see the whole thing. I'm going to be probably seeing it just like all of you. I'm just really excited because there's so many interesting different people and characters within this script and this movie for everyone to enjoy. So I will be probably enjoying it at the same time as all of you. And that's exciting too. So I'm going to have some friends over and we're going to, stream it.
That's actually a really common response that I'm getting lately with doing interviews. It's, well, I hear it's great. I haven't seen my project yet. So it's interesting to hear that from you as well, because a lot of the work that you've done in your career, most of the work we've seen of you was filmed that day, that week, and it went out to the world. Is it agony to kind of have to wait to see something that you filmed such a long time ago?
Absolutely. I'm one of those people that's like, I want to know what it looks like now. And especially now with NXT, obviously we film every Tuesday, on the USA Network, and it's live. Everything we're doing is happening as it's, as it's going out. As when you're seeing it, we're doing it. And so I'm just so used to just everything kind of going so quickly. But I've had to learn to, wait sometimes. And like, for example, Lucha Underground, we would film months in advance and then we'd have to wait, 6 months for it to air. Or I like this movie that, I mean, it was supposed to come out in 2020. And unfortunately, the world decided to have a moment. So we all had to wait a little bit longer. And, it's sad that we're not getting to kind of do like a premiere or something classic like that, but also we're also evolving with the times and what is going on. So I'm excited to get to finally watch it and actually be able to watch it with a lot of my peers at the same time. So you win some, you lose some,
Well said. Your IMDb page, that's kind of currency for actors, producers, writers. Like everything has to be up to date and current or else they have no value anymore, which is crazy talk. But yours is populated with a lot of NXT kind of stuff. It's like any appearance you've done related to wrestling goes on there. Looking through it towards the end, was your first credit the voiceover role you did as Catwoman?
That wasn't voiceover.
That wasn't voiceover.
No, there's somewhere in the depths of the universe of the internet, there is me playing Catwoman. Well, I don't know. That was an acting role that I was asked to do because my friend Brady Roberts was the one who wrote that script. And I happened to be in Vancouver visiting family for Christmas while I was living in Mexico. And he asked me to be Catwoman. But there's probably a lot of things on my IMDb that are missing and like a lot of wrestling stuff that could probably be cut down. But it's just cool to see, me being asked to do these kind of different projects because I am not just one thing. I've always said that I have multiple talents across many things. And to be doing more and more acting is really cool. And for example, my husband and I have a movie that we wrote together that we actually made almost 3 years ago that is finally in the final stages of post-production and hopefully will be submitted for the film festivals in fall. It's called The Iron Sheik Massacre. And this is my first producing and writing project that I've done. So I'm just kind of, I'm dabbling.
Dabbling. And then your fashion line is still active?
Yes, my fashion line is still active. We are waiting right now for the summer release to come out. It's just kind of grown on its own. And it's, I have people now helping me in Los Angeles and with distribution and everything like that. And it's just really cool to see something that I started out of my kitchen become such a thing of it on its own. And now people are wearing it all over the place and continually asking me when there's going to be more stuff available. I'm doing my best. and obviously with quarantine in 2020 and now into 2021, a lot of things take a little bit more time. So we're plugging along though.
As you just said, you don't just do one thing. So millions of people watch you every week on one show. Then there's this film, there's the fashion line, there's the film that you and John produced that's seeing the light of day, which technically makes you producer.
I know, it's my first producer and writing credit.
So then how do you like to be thought of or called? Because if we just say, oh yeah, she's a wrestler, well, that's cutting out so many of the things you do that are successful.
Yeah, I'm an artist. First and foremost, I'm an artist. I always have been, like I said, dancing and singing and acting. And my entire life has revolved around the arts. And my family would, we never went to hockey games or any of that sporting events. It was always taking me to the ballet. And my dad would surprise me with Don Quixote tickets and like things like that. It's just always been like a part of my life. And I think wrestling is just kind of that blend of sports and athleticism, which I love, and the arts as well. And and it just, everything is like a big melting pot, and that's what I love about what I do, and being able to have the opportunity to explore other avenues within the arts.
Well, 2 quick questions, and then we're going to keep you on time with all your other discussions
today. Thank you.
And the first one is, besides NXT, what's a TV show that we should be watching and getting up on?
Oh, like some of my favorites?
Sure.
Okay, well, unfortunately, one of my favorites just ended. Its series finale was about 2 weeks ago. I am obsessed with FX's Pose. That just ended. It's so great. I love all the costumes, the actors, the actresses, everybody. I just loved it takes place in the 80s and the 90s in New York City. And I just think it was just so well done. I'm obviously, I mean, I think maybe I just like all effects shows.
Yeah.
I love American Horror Story too. I've been consistently obsessed with that show for so long. And if you're gonna go in the reality route, I am a RuPaul's Drag Race fanatic. So
Okay.
anything that's very crazy and over the top, and I just love everything that's like a visual moment. That's what, at least like I even try to do that within my professional wrestling career. So something that has a lot of visuals, a lot of costumes, a lot of creative, interesting characters for me to care about or not, you know, that's what is cool for me.
Cool. And the last question, I couldn't figure this out with research. Do you have a favorite band or singer of all time?
I can't just give one. It's like when people ask me who my favorite wrestler of all time is. I mean, I love all kinds of music. I honestly listen to every type of style of music. Right now, like I'm just very obsessed with Lady Gaga. I have been forever, and I'm sure like you can see her influence on on Franky's wardrobe sometimes. And like I've always been a huge No Doubt Gwen Stefani fan. And of course, you know, I love my female rappers. So I love Nicki Minaj and I love Cardi B and I love everything that just makes me feel good, makes me dance, gives me energy and is positive and fun. Like music is supposed to be fun. The artists are fun, you know? So anything that makes me feel good is what I like to listen to.
Awesome. Keep it up. Looking forward to seeing what's next from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Paltrocast.